Hey everybody, it is Kaylani and welcome back to my book corner. Today we are warm because it is hot outside. I live in Georgia in the US and it is summer. This is like my first full year living in Georgia because I have lived on and off in Georgia for like the past time. I think it's been like 6 years, and this is the first year that I'm like start to finish I should be living in Georgia. It's hot, I'm sweaty, so bear with me. That is why I look a little red. But today we're Today we're going to be doing kind of my what was last month? My March book haul. And I thought we can do a couple little unboxings of things I ordered in March that I just got today. So, and it should be, when I upload this video, it's the same day I'm filming. So it is today that I got these packages. But let's just jump right into it. I'm just going to grab off the top of the pile, and then my unboxing will be at the end, and it will include a book of the month unboxing as well as some book depository books. So here we go. The first book I have on top is Crooked Kingdom by Leah Bardugo. This is the second book after Six of Crows in the duology. I got this one because I already had Six of Crows and I feel like I'm really gonna like Six of Crows, so I went ahead and picked up the second one, so when I finish Six of Crows I can just jump into the next one. And then my next book I got was this really beautiful copy of The Strange Case of Dr. Jekyll and Mr. Hyde, and it's an illustrated copy. So let's see, it's got like these little illustrations through it, and then it's got like some full page illustrations. Let me see if I can find one where like it's full spread, and then on the sides it fades from white to black, and on the top it says I am the chief of sinners, and on the bottom it says I am the chief of sufferers, and it's like stenciled on there. Let's see if I can get it to focus. It's not gonna like it probably. Yeah, it's not focusing, but I promise it's on there. So that is one that I picked up because I'm going to be reading this for my like classics TBR that I'm doing this year, and this copy is just so much more interesting than this copy. Like, this is just the Penguins classic copy, and this one is stunning. So now I have two copies of the same book, but what do you do? The next book that I got was actually a gift from my mom, so thanks Mom, and it is The Regrets by Amy Bonifans, and I'm pretty sure that my mom picked this one because the author's name is Amy and my mom's name is Amy. So she sent me this, and this is about a girl, I believe she falls in love with a ghost, but I'm not positive on that because on the cover here, as you can see, we have a girl dancing with a ghost. So that is one that I got this month. And then we have the Bromance Bookclub, which I have been hearing so many good things about. I've heard the second one isn't as good as this first one, but this is, I believe, a second chance romance where this guy joins a book club to try to get his wife or significant other to fall in love with him again. So I am pretty excited about that. Who does not love a second chance romance? And then I got A Phoenix First Must Burn, which is, I think, 16 anthologies about black girl magic, resistance, and hope. The editor, it says edited by Patrice Caldwell. I don't believe I know any of the authors of this, but I've heard some good things. I found out about this from Books and Lala, and I think, well, I guess I hope that I enjoy it. And the cover is like stunning, like illustration on point. So the next one we have is The Kingdom of Back, and this one is my Owl Crate edition of this. So it is a lighter copy or version than the original book, and it's got this pretty tree on it and the double moons, and it's got a little bit of what is that called when it shines? Because it's not foiled. It just has like a glare to it that makes it shine a little bit. And then it has foiled edges, the silver foiled edges. And this one follows Mozart's sister, and she has the opportunity to be able to continue on and compose music where she didn't think she would be able to. And it's pretty interesting. It's not like a regender, but it is another gender. If you hear that, that is someone turning on the oven. So that's fun. But that is that one. The next one we have is Wicked as You Wish, and I actually already read this one. I am pretty impressed with the amount of books that I picked up and read last month, which doesn't always happen. Sometimes I just buy a lot and then they sit, which I think I'm going to do a TBR video of my physical TBR. I think I have like 50 books on my physical TBR, which is already too many for me. So that will be hopefully another video coming soon. But this book is about a girl who has the magical ability to get rid of magic, and she is helping the prince of a country called Avalon, and I really like this. If you want to find out my review of it, you can definitely watch my monthly wrap-up from last month. I will link it in the cards. I'm not sure which side it's going to be on. But this was a pretty good book, and it's low fantasy because it's set in the US, or not in the US, but it's set in our world, but they created a new country that exists within the world. So it was a pretty good one. And then another book that I read this month, that I purchased this month, or last month, would be Havenfall by Sarah Holland. And I believe this is going to be a duology, and we will have to wait till next year for the next book, which is a struggle, but that's okay. And this book follows a girl who, whose family, I guess, owns this land or takes care of this land, and they are able to travel to other dimensions, I guess. It reminded me a lot of Fablehaven in the context of like a safe place for all these different creatures and people to commune. And she falls under a set of circumstances where her uncle, who is the current caretaker, is no longer able to take care of the property, and she is put in charge very suddenly, and she has to start making decisions. And I think I rated it a 3, so this was another one I picked up and read last month. So the next one we have is the 75th edition of Their Eyes Are Watching God, and this is a book that I read in high school. And it's one of those books that has stuck with me from high school. And I don't remember why, so I bought a copy of it. And the main character's name is Janie, and it's a life retrospective. So she is telling the story of her life. And I just think about it a lot, and like I don't know, like I don't really remember much about it except for we follow a main character named Janie, and she is an African American right after it is like the slaves were freed, I believe, and we follow her story with her struggles with white men and being sold off, I believe, as a young child to be married. And I don't know, I'm gonna reread it because it stuck with me since high school, so I feel like it should be a reread. And the next book we have that I did read last month is The Jetsetters, and this is a family drama about a family who goes to Europe, and they are on a cruise because the mother won a trip to Europe, the Jetsetters trip. And yeah, that is another one I bought. I don't have many comments on this one because it's, again, one I watched, so if you want to see the review of it, or one I read, so if you want to see the review of it, you can watch my monthly wrap-up. This is one that I read when it came out, or last year. No, I'm pretty sure I read this one soon after it came out, and that would be The Kiss Quotient by Helena Hong, I believe is how you pronounce her last name. And I love this series. I've read the whole, or I guess I've listened to the whole thing on Audible, and I think it's a great series. The series bases one of its lead characters usually is on the autistic spectrum. So in this one, the female lead is on the autistic spectrum, and she is trying to figure out what she can do to better her chances to be able to have a marriage and kids and all that kind of stuff. And so she hires a male escort to teach her the kissing quotient, and I loved it so much. And so when I saw this on Book of the Month in hardcover, I had to get it, and so I'm really glad I picked it up because now I have a hardcover of this. I do hope to get the second book in hardcover as well, and I'm hoping that the next book that I believe comes out sometime this year is also going to be on Book of the Month, so I can have them all in hardcover. Another book that I picked up last month and read last month is the Lethal Game book from Christine Feehand, and this follows Malachi and Amaryllis as they do what Ghostwalkers do. This is the 16th book in this series, so I'm not going to go over the whole series because it's a lot, and the books follow a pretty basic set of like principles, and so if you've read this one or if you've read any of them, you've pretty much read all the books. They all follow different characters in each, and all the Ghostwalkers have different talents, so there are differences there, but it is a romance, so it is like, it's set up, you know. And then another book that I picked up last month that I am currently reading is In 5 Years. That was really descriptive, wasn't it? By Rebecca Serrell, and this one is an all-white book, but here is the cover for it. And this one follows a woman who has a dream about her future, I believe. I don't know. I'm like 10 pages in. She has a dream about her future, and her future does not look like what she is currently living, so it is her trying to figure out what her life is going to be, I guess. But I will keep you updated on that one. So another one that I picked up for my classics TBR is Charlotte's Web, and it is this hardcover edition from Barnes & Noble. It is the HarperCollins published copy, and I feel like everyone knows what Charlotte Web is, so I'm not going to go over it too much, but this one is, it follows a girl and a pig and a spider, and this is their story. So last month's Book of the Month I also got was The Two Lives of Lydia Bird. I have not read this one yet, but I'm hoping to this month. I don't know much about it. All I know is that it's a romance between someone I believe who's already died, and she has the opportunity to continue the romance after the person's death. So I don't know what that means, but there's that one. And then the last book we have before the unboxing is The Good Neighborhood by Teresa Ann Fowler. I'm really bad at telling you guys authors' names. I gotta try to get better at that because the authors are the most important part of a book, right? So this one follows a neighborhood, and I believe there is a death at the end of the summer, and it follows the two families throughout the summer so that you find out what happens and who died. So now we are moving on to the exciting portion of this book haul, and that would be the book unboxings. The book depository came in 2 different boxes, even though I ordered them on the same day. And then we also have the Book of the Month box in their beautiful blue box. So we're gonna start with the I guess we should start with the Book of the Month because I already know it. Well, I guess I know it is in all of them. We're gonna start with book depository. All right, because my book depository ones are the ones I'm a little bit more excited for because they are the UK copies of books, and I don't own them currently in their US copy. Oh my god, it's so stunning, you guys. I read both of these books at the beginning of the year, and I really enjoyed them. And so I figured I should get physical copies, and this book is so much smaller than I thought it was gonna be. Like, I remember this being like a really long book to listen to. But that would be Dear Edward by Anne Napolitano. This is, so far, one of my favorite reads of the year. It's maybe the #1 read of the year for me. I loved this so much. It follows a young boy named Edward, and he is the sole survivor of a plane crash, and I love it. On the back it says 191 die in plane crash, 1 survivor, and the one question they have is, how is the boy? and I love this so much. The UK cover is, I think, so much prettier than the US cover. I understand the purpose of the US cover, I guess, but I think this one is much more representative of the book as a whole, and I just love it so much. So let's see if we can get to focus. So it's a little plane going past the moon. Oh, love it. And then the next book we have from Book Depository was another one I read this year, same month. It was a good month for reading that month. And that would be Such a Fun Age by Kelly Reid. And I love the UK cover of this as well, so much more than the US cover. Both of the covers are more abstract for Dear Edward and Such a Fun Age for the US covers. And I think that the UK covers are much more descriptive of what the book actually is, because this is a book about relationships, and I think that this is, I don't know, I just like this one so much more. And if you can actually see the little illustration there, it is the main character talking to a mall cop and the child she's supposed to be babysitting, which is the setup for the whole book. So I just really love that one. And now for the book of the month unboxing. So book of the month is probably my favorite subscription box right now. Oh no, I might need scissors. Oh no, it's ripping. It's ripping. Okay. So book of the month is a book subscription service that you could have where they pick 5 new releases, and sometimes they're like early releases, which I think is what I got this month. And you can pick one of the 5, and it's just really cool to be able to pick which book you want. And sometimes they have like books you can only get in hardcover, and they come really well wrapped. So inside you have the book of the month, and then, not sponsored, and then it says you've got good taste on the inside, and then they come packaged like this, and we always get a bookmark. And this month it says this is the good part. Let me see if I can get it open. I didn't bring scissors. I was not prepared. And they always come with this piece of cardboard to keep the books from being damaged. And this is the bookmark. It is got Book of the Month on the back, and then it says this is the good part, like I said. So we got 3 bookmarks this month for easy book reading. And so this month my pick was Beach Read by Emily Henry, and Chelsea from Chelsea, I think Dollings, her YouTube channel, I will link below, but she has been raving about this book, and this was already on my radar, but then when she started talking about how good it was, I was like, I have to get this book. And it is a romance between our 2 characters, and it is her arch enemy, so it's enemies to lovers. And I am just so excited. So that one is hopefully that I'm going to be reading this month. Yeah. And then the last book that I picked up was the August 2019 book of the month, and that would be Well Met by Jen DeLuca. And this is a Renaissance Fair romance, which who doesn't like that? And she has her new one coming out this year, so I got the physical copy so that I can reread to read for next month. Or not next month, but for the next book. So that is all of the books I have this month. Let's see. I don't think I did as bad as months previous, but I got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 17 books this month. So, or 18, 19 books this month. This might be as bad as the last haul. I'll have to look. But that is all of the books that I have to add to my physical TBR. And overwhelmed, but hopefully we will be able to read some of these this month, and luckily I have already read some of these, so they can just be put back on my bookshelf. But we will see you next time. Like, comment, subscribe, do all that fun stuff, and I will see you next time. Bye.